There's the recording, and I'm letting everyone in. Hello, everybody that's joining us. Hello. How gorgeous to have you all here on this Thursday evening. Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Chris Gordon. I'm the Programming Manager for Readings. What a treat to have you all join us. You will see that you are on mute, and that is terrific because here in this type of event, the loudest person wins. So I need you to keep yourself on mute. The other thing that does happen is that we want to get the full kind of experience, don't we, of our authors today. And the best way to do that is to take yourself off video as well. I promise you I'll bring you all back at the very end. But if you take yourself off video, it means that you'll get the very best view. And if you go to the top of your screen, there'll be something there that says gallery view or speaker view. Press on the speaker view. And if you do that, I promise you that it will appear like Belinda and Zoe are sitting across the kitchen table. It will make it a much more pleasurable experience. Trevor, I knew you would be trouble. I just knew it. And I'm popping you off video and onto mute. Oh, I just had it in, I just knew it. All right, so let's get started. Let's do this properly. Hello again, my name is Christine Gordon. I'm the Programming Manager for Readings. Before we get started with this celebration tonight, I want to acknowledge that tonight I am running this Zoom event from the lands of the Kulin Nation. And it seems really important, even though we're on Zoom and we might be spread all over Melbourne or all over Australia or all over the world, that we acknowledge the elders, past, present and future, and that we say thank you. Thank you for the privilege of living on this land. This is stolen land, and we're incredibly privileged to be living here in such a beautiful, beautiful country. And it seems more important to me that we do those sort of acknowledgements when we are just sitting here in front of our screens sharing stories. And talking of stories, what a pleasure it is to introduce you into the dynamic duo, Zoe and Belinda. Zoe is the support person, the part-time author, the person that is the backbone, if you like, of Belinda. And Belinda is the writer, the mind behind the great twists and turns of fairy tales. I'm going to hand it over to you, Zoe and Belinda. It's such a treat to have you here at this readings event. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, and everybody, welcome to our book launch. And tonight we're not only just launching a book, but we're also celebrating creativity, music and song, which you'll see why I've said that later. Zoe and I are going to talk about our Rapunzel's Sister book series with a PowerPoint presentation. Zoe will then do a short reading of Rapunzel's Mother, followed by 2 videos of a music recording session related to the book. So just bear with me. I'm just going to share screen and start our PowerPoint. So just running through the Rapunzel's Sister update, which our last launch was at Tim's Bookshop in 2018, the end of 2018. And since then, we've been busy with multiple author visits. Zoe came with me on some of these when she was able to during her school holidays. But we've been to at least 6 primary schools and been received really well. Students also got inspired and dressed up as characters for Book Week. There's been a diorama that was created by a student. I think it took many hours, I was told, but they enjoyed themselves. You can see the picture of the diorama in the bottom right corner. And also we had a artistic director and drama teacher from Playhouse Theatre Bundaberg, and she contacted us because she needed to find out some information about us being authors. She was using the book to have a student sit the Trinity College London exam, and she needed a book to sight read, and she chose our book, which is amazing. So a really huge achievement, we thought, for the book and also everyone involved was that last year the Q School of Dance performed a Storytime ballet in August 2019 for their 10-year anniversary. And in particular, 8 original music pieces were composed by Angie Coffey to accompany scenes in the ballet, and it was a great success. And you can see in the left side, there's pictures of Miri, Stag, and the squirrel, Fluff. And they've got all those costumes were handmade and created by the Q School of Dance director. Her mother created these. So it was just amazing to see it come to life. So future projects include some more author visits, bit difficult during this time. We did have a couple lined up that they just had to be paused for the moment. And also, in particular, we've done some music for Rapunzel's Sister series. So Rapunzel's Mother, I just wanted to talk about this book because it's about this actual launch today. It was written between 2018 and 2019. There's probably more than 30 drafts involved, probably more like 50. And the ideas formulated during the final draft stages of Rapunzel's Sister. So luckily I was able to add a couple of sentences into Rapunzel's Sister, so there was continuity of the story. So all the ideas again came forth when we went on our walks. So Rapunzel's Mother actually talks about the backstory of both Rapunzel and Rapunzel's sister, particularly focusing on Rapunzel's mother, Eleanor, and also the witches Gothel and Griselda. So this book has adventure, magic, and also romance. So Zoe contributed quite a few chapters to Rapunzel's Mother, and now Zoe will say a few words about her writing.
So hi, most of you know me, but if you don't, I'm Zoe Reddaway, and I helped write Rapunzel's Mother. I had more involvement in the making of this book from the previous one, Rapunzel's Sister. I wrote a few chapters from this book, as you can see, and I thought I would tell you how I got some of my inspiration. After some thinking, I figured that most of my inspiration comes from either my experiences, other people's experiences, or other books, and the characters' experiences in these books. From experiencing a co-ed primary school throughout the years, I've picked up little interactions and body languages that occur when people are in an awkward situation, and that helped me write some of the chapters as well. I'm not exactly sure how I thought of what the characters would say or how they would act, as I wrote the chapters a long time ago. It was probably from the tons of novels that I read, and I just took little pieces out of each one and fused them together, bringing out the elements that all the books had in common. It sounds a bit complicated, but it isn't when you just let your mind do it unconsciously. If you can really understand the characters, then you understand what they are thinking and feeling, and therefore you can imagine how they would act and what they would say. If you don't know the characters that well, then if you're ever stuck in writing, then it is a little difficult, and I would advise that you go over their characteristics and their aim and what they want to do. Thank you for listening, and I will now hand back over to my mum.
All right, as you know, I love art, and so that's why I'm doing the front and back covers were really interesting for me. So again, this is the creative brief that we had to send to our artist, Angela Rinaldi, based in the UK. So you have to be as detailed as you can. There's probably a bit more than what I put on the slide, but just to reduce the words, I've just summarised it a little bit. So you can just have a read of what I've written, and that's actually what we sent him, because he actually needs to get it in his imagination before he can create the cover. So the background also is similar to the Rapunzel's Sister cover as well, and the border is like Rapunzel's Sister with deep purple flowers. And back cover includes the Raven Castle, which is the witch's ancestry home. So this is the first sort of scamp, which is a rough draft. So you can see that he didn't actually just use photography and Photoshop everything in. It's actually his own work. It's just because his style is so realistic, but also magical at the same time. And I still think this is really amazing. I mean, you can see all the detail and the depth that's already in just the scamp, the black and white scamp. So the provisional cover we were sent, we're really happy with. There was just a little thing which we thought the hair at the time, we thought it was a bit sort of braided really tightly, and also she had platinum blonde hair, which we thought we wanted a little bit like a toned down gold rather than white blonde. And also, so what we did was we sent him this picture, which is the hair model suggestion. So then this was the revised cover, and you can see that the hairstyle is a bit different there. So we were very happy with that cover. So there's two songs in Rapunzel's Mother. There's actually poetry. One is Nature's Way by Zoe. She wrote that in Year 7 for school, and it just seemed appropriate, so I put that in. And the second one is Princess of My Land, which is a medieval ballad where a character is a male, one of the main male lead characters called Theobald, who composes a song for Rapunzel's mother, Eleanor. And I'm just going to tell you, this is our next major project. So Angie, my good friend, she penned down the vocal melody and chords. Actually, it was in October 2019, and there were some minor changes then. Initially, the poem was in third person, so we put it in the first person to make it more personal. And then there were some backing, we discussed some backing medieval instruments. But at the end, we decided on a guitar and a violin sound. You can see the lute is the type of guitar that was available during medieval times. And then viol is the type of medieval violin. So the initial recording of the guitarist Lucas was by Simon Lewis, who's the sound engineer, in December 2019, just before Christmas time. So Simon recorded also 6 parts with the violinist Roger Young, also in early March, but we had to re-record the strings due to the vocal transposition to another key, which I will talk about later. So this is Lucas to the right. And he's got a very expansive career. He's a composer and performer, and he's done numerous recordings, and he's also a teacher. And this is a picture of Lucas during the recording session with Simon Lewis and Angie. So what happened next was earlier this year, we had a creative collaboration with producer Daniel Frankel, and with him we recorded the vocalists, so 2 vocalists, and also had to re-record the 8 violin parts with the violinist Roger Young. So you can see it's a bit hazy through the glass, but I was standing in the recording booth and taking a picture of Daniel and Angie through the glass, and you can see this very complicated recording machine that he's used, and I don't know what he's doing, but it just creates something magical. So the violinist Roger Young, he's again a very experienced and amazing musician. He's a member of the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra as well as the jazz-based hook turn orchestra. So he's into improvisation as well as classical music. And this picture to your right was just taken by his friend backstage at Hamer Hall. He was about to perform with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra just before lockdown. So for those of you who do string instruments, you can see a lot of Roger's notes with the up bow and down bow and the phrasing and dynamics. or added in onto Angie's music. I just thought it was interesting to see all this. So the backing vocalist, she's a beautiful young girl called Harriet Alcroft. She's a jazz singer, and she has her own band called the Harriet Alcroft Quintet. And she released an album 2 years ago called Archie. And we chose her because she's got a very sweet and youthful soprano voice. And we actually managed to record her in between lockdowns. So our lead male vocalist is Harrison Craig. For those of you who watch The Voice, which we have watched every single season, he was the winner of the second season, and it was coached by the pop star Seal. And since then, he's gone on to release multiple albums and have many singles, which are high up on the ARIA charts. And he's been continuing to do multiple tours and concerts, both in regional and Melbourne, including one last year was in Hanger Hall. And this actually was recorded just a couple of weeks ago, and that was during lockdown, which is why you can see him wearing a mask here, and he's being coached by Angie actually. So what happened was with Harrison, we needed to transpose the song a minor third. So the violin sounded really distorted, so we had to re-record Roger. But it was actually great because we could add in several more parts. I mean, not me, but Angie did, and it sounded amazing. So Daniel actually had multiple very special microphones. I wish he was around to tell you about them, but he basically had them set up around the recording booth, so with a distance apart. And then he got Roger to stand in multiple different positions, so it just sounded like he was a whole orchestra rather than just a single string player. And this was only recorded a week ago, actually. So, sorry, can I just, oh yeah. So, I'm just about, this music, sorry, I just realized what I was trying to do. So the music video, we actually would like to release the song with the music video. And we're actually in discussion with a few people at the moment, but we haven't got any further than that for the moment. But hopefully we'll be able to tell you when the music video comes out with the single. So just quickly, I don't want to harp on it, but you can buy the book through Readings or Escape Hatch or online at multiple shops. And we've also got a Facebook and Instagram account and also a new website coming up. The music we're intending to release on multiple online platforms, including YouTube and Spotify. So before we play the song, we're going to have Zoe read the prologue from Rapunzel's mother.
It's actually the preface. They were running, silently, swiftly. The branches of the tree rose claw-like above them. There was an occasional snap of a twig, a swish of leaves, and soft, desperate breaths. The two runners paused at the edge of a small clearing before melting again into the shadows. An infant whimpered softly against her mother's chest. She was gathered up in a sling, and her parents were fearful that she would cry. "Hush, little one, dear one," whispered her mother. But they were still running and fearful, for the king's men were searching for them. Men's shouting voices came closer. Suddenly there was a scream, a clash of metal. Eleanor awoke suddenly. Her breathing was hard and her face was creased with distress. Gradually the nightmare faded and she relaxed back into bed. It was just a silly dream, she thought crossly, but it was a recurring dream and she had had it for as long as she could remember. With difficulty, Eleanor eased back into a slumber. All
right, so we we can't play the finished version of the video yet, but we're about to play some behind the scenes videos of the recording session that we had with Harrison Craig. The first video is a bit of singing with discussion about the key of the piece that would be ideal for his voice. And the second one is Harrison in the recording booth, and it's basically a work in progress. So there aren't actually any backing vocals and the violin is a bit distorted. So I'm just about to, you want me to stop sharing here? Okay. I just have to, just bear with me. I'm just stopping the PowerPoint. I'm going to play the videos.
I think that we can't hear the sound quite so well, Belinda.
Oh, sorry. You can't hear the... Oh, how about... Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, just we didn't get that, Dylan. So just yeah, maybe play it again.
All right.
It keeps glitching.
All right.
I think maybe even just move on to the next thing.
Move. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just screen sharing, shared window. Okay. I just have to. I've got to find the other one now. Hang on. Can I just? How do I get rid of this one? Okay. Oh, here.
And Belinda, are we doing right? We're doing okay there?
I think so. I'm just trying to find the. I'm finding the video now.
Yeah, not quite getting it actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry about that. I'll just pause. Yeah, we'll just go back to the PowerPoint. I'm sorry that the audio wasn't coming through with the videos. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's not much more to this talk though. So I think we're back to our last slide actually. So we're just finishing off now. So yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for readings, Christine for hosting and supporting us, friends and family for ongoing support, especially Andrew and Leah who keep on having us listening to us talk about this project for years and years, the creative team, and especially Angie, thank you so much for sharing and believing in our vision, your work, your ideas, and being my voice during these past incredible years. Just seeing if there's any questions that anyone wants to ask.
Yeah. Thank you so much, actually, but it's quite difficult to do questions at this stage.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Hello. Quite difficult to do questions at this stage.
Yeah.
But what is not difficult at all is for all of your friends and families to be ordering your work, celebrating you, Zoe, and you, Belinda.
Fantastic.
I think what we could do now, which would be really nice, is we could take everybody off video so that you could get to see everyone, because I think this is one of the most difficult parts, isn't it, of being in lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm missing so much of our friends and family's time.
Yeah.
So let's take our video, put our videos on, and at the very top of your screen, everyone, you'll see that there's something that says speaker view or gallery view. This is the time where I do say to you, pop it on gallery. Pop it on gallery view so we get everyone. And then I'm going to go around, I'm going to take you all off mute. And I think we should all send our love to Belinda and Zoe. Now remember, in Zoom,
Nice to see everyone.
the loudest person wins. So if you want the screen to fill up, you've got to yell very loud at these dear, dear people. All right, my friends, let's do it. I'm going to take you all off mute. And let's go. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Everyone unmute. There we go.
Thank you so much for helping us celebrate.
Oh, such a pleasure. You're going to have to press down the bottom, guys, and just unmute. There we go. Andrew, scream out something. Sharon, take yourself off mute and yell out something gorgeous. Come on, Rita. Come on, Michelle.
Congrats, Zoe and Linda.
Oh, who's talking? I can't see.
That's Tina.
Oh,
There'll
hi.
always
Hi,
be a little.
Tina. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Everyone's like. Everyone's just
There we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Belinda and Zoe. Well done.
Thanks, Mum.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you all another 5 minutes of this. Everyone, let's all cheer them. Congratulations, Zoe and Belinda. Such a treat.
Thanks so much, Christine. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome work, guys.
Oh, look at these gorgeous people, Marina, and all those kids. They look so beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Stay safe.
Good night.
Bye.
See you around.